Now, the news. I am what you might call a connoisseur of 12 gauge, and through shooting tens of thousands of shells, I've learned that Turkish AR-style shotguns are generally constructed of garbage and shame. They require brute force to operate, the magazines are just gross, and generally speaking, they're junk in my mind. However, G-Force Arms is importing one called the 12 Hammer that is seeking to change my position on that. The difference here is that it's using a new gas piston system and an actual buffer tube that they say means it will not require the stout 1,300 feet per second or more ammo, and will be able to reliably cycle light 7.5 shot rounds. That is a big deal if it's true. At the core here, we have a 12 gauge with 5-round mags, 18.5 inch barrel, using Benelli mobile choke system, and a slim aluminum handguard that has some pick rail out front. There's a copy of a Magpul adjustable stock, and what appears to be a flared magwell. And that sounds pretty good. The crazy thing here is the price. I was expecting something like 800, 1,000. Well, the MSRP is $380. Holy shit, right? If this thing works and doesn't rattle itself apart, it could be a huge win. If you don't like shotguns and are therefore a dork, leave a comment below so people can make fun of you. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News. Hi, I'm John Patton, and GunCon tickets go on sale next week. On March 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern, tickets will go on sale. Tickets will be between $50 and $75 depending on our ability to secure decently priced hats for everyone. I am working on getting a good deal on those. Not sure just yet. We will have people like Mr. Guns and Gear, Tactical Considerations, We Like Shooting Guns and Gadgets, Armed Scholar, Legally Armed America, VSO Gun Channel, Johnny B, and a whole bunch more coming to hang out with you guys. It's going to be amazing. On top of that, we'll have a bunch of brands showing off their latest and greatest, some new product releases. If you're a content creator or a gun brand and you want to be at GunCon, and I would love to have you there, go to guncon.net, fill out the form at the bottom to let me know. The public portion of GunCon will take place June 28th at the Twist Drill Building in Cleveland, Ohio. It's driving distance from the East Coast, and that means you guys from all of these highlighted states should be able to make it without much issue. Stay tuned to guncon.net for more next week. Moving on, G-Force also has two different PCCs that I haven't covered yet. I actually did not know that these existed until now. The first one is called the Blade, and it comes in two flavors, the 8 and the 6. This is basically a CZ Scorpion clone that uses Glock mags. The 8 has an 8-inch barrel, and the 6, I hope you can figure that one out. The 8-inch comes in black or FDE, but the 6 can be had in black, OD green, flat dark dookie, stormtrooper, and attention seeker. The MSRP on the 6 ranges from $449 up to $529 depending on the color, and the 8 is $439 for black or $30 more for the tan one. G-Force also has a more AR-style PCC thing called the Jawbone. On this one, the lower kind of looks like they stole it from Foxtrot Mike, but added a little bit of meth. The Jawbone has a flat trigger stuffed into the polymer lower. The upper has a left side charging handle and a 5-inch barrel. And the thing out back, they call it the Ace of Brace. I shit you not. The controls are all ambi, and the MSRP is $439, which is pretty much dirt cheap. So if it works, that'll be neat. TSOS has updated the PX57 a little bit, and it looks like it's actually coming to the U.S. market, so I'm going to cover it. It has a 4.7-inch barrel chambered in 5.7 by 28, 20-round mags, has a flat trigger with a safety dingus, some lightning cuts on the slide, and thankfully they've now got them going out with optic cuts. The pattern for the optic is RMSC. James Reeves at TFB TV got his hands on one recently at IWA, and it looks pretty neat. MSRP here is not concrete, but I'm estimating around $500 to $450-ish, which is great. That's a ton of value. For reference, the PSA Rock 57 has an MSRP of $500. A company called Guncrafter Industries has a new 1911 called the Polara. Now, if some of you old heads just perked up your ears a little bit, that's because Guncrafter is the company behind the largely dead 50 GI cartridge. I was going to call it a mistake. I'm kind of surprised that they're still around. That said, these guns look pretty nice. There are 8 different versions of the Polara, so I won't get too deep into the weeds on each one. You can get it from like a fairly simple black or silver look all the way up to more fancy options with gold accents and high-end wood grips. That's cool. Still a 1911. The thing that is kind of wild here is that the starting price is $5,095. If I was looking to ditch that kind of dollar, I'm not sure these are where I would go first. But they do look nice, and I hope that they are as fancy as that price would indicate. I'd like to know what you guys would expect to pay for a gun that looks like these down in the comments. And while you're typing that out, how's about a word from this week's sponsor, Wooks? Wooks just introduced their new vertical forward grip as part of their Vigilante line of products. And I gotta say, I'm really digging it. It rounds out the product offerings, and on top of that, it's actually functional. It also matches up really nice with their walnut M-LOK rail covers. If you use TGC 10 over there, you'll probably spend a couple less points, and that would be great for you. I would love that for you. I really would love that for you. Big thanks to Wooks for supporting TGC. Go check out that grip. Let's keep it rolling with this week's friendly fire question. You guys have been enjoying these, I see. If you want to ask me a friendly fire question, you have to put it down in the comments section with the words friendly fire so that I can go back and find it and answer it like this. I'm going to rapid fire a few since that went well last time. Spike says, would you carry the Fusion XP Pro for your EDC? I have one sitting right there. I have a review coming on that gun, and let's just say the answer is hard no. Robin Shull says, would you bring back Patton's Armory? For those that don't know, I used to do a segment on this show where I grabbed one of these guns and I did a little show off for you guys. I could probably do that again, but it would likely fit best in like an Instagram Reel, YouTube Short style video. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments on that one. If you want it to come back, I'll do that. And Tattooed Mexican says, what would it take to get you to shave it all off for GunCon? I would entirely shave my beard for about 50 grand. If someone sponsored that, paid me that kind of money, yeah, I'd shave off. I'd be willing to get embarrassed on the internet for about 50 grand-ish. I'm not doing it for free. You can go yourself if that's the... No, not for free. But 50 grand, sure. Okay, moving on to some industry news. SIG is back at it with some P320 drama. The internet has been on fire for the last week with all kinds of opinions on the matter. After I covered it last week, a bunch of you guys were saying, screw them forever. And others were like, it's just a holster issue. Everybody's being dumb. SIG published another blog post about a police officer admitting that his 320 can't discharge without a trigger pull, and that the lawsuit out of Puerto Rico was dismissed. And I don't know how I feel about that. I saw a few of you guys saying that lawsuits like this are being settled by SIG, or they're being paid off to have that happen. And it's a swirling mix of claims. I will say that this is just not a good look for SIG, in my opinion. Getting in the weeds and fighting with your potential customers or past customers never ends well. And it looks like they are seeking a new social media person, potentially as a result of this crap. I don't know. We can't verify that. I think the question here is, how does this end? How does SIG make it right in your mind if they go back on their hard claims of never being possible? Then they look like morons. If they continue to triple down, they look really hard-headed and kind of silly. Such a weird situation. I don't know. Just wanted to bring that to you guys again. In other news, NFA items are staggeringly common now, further reinforcing that suppressors, SBRs, and the like are in common use, which is very important. With the rise in E-forms being the leading cause behind this, we've seen over 4 million NFA forms processed since 2020, and that does not include the 2025 data so far. 23 and 24 both saw over 1 million forms processed each, which is staggering. It shows you that people were largely holding off on getting suppressors because of the massive wait times. And now that those times have sort of fallen into mere days in certain cases, the amount of people acquiring those products has absolutely skyrocketed. In other industry news, EOTech has opened a new engineering tech center in Orofino, Idaho. This is a 4,200 square foot facility meant to be an R&D lab for the sort of futuristic electro-optic stuff that they're getting into over time. Hopefully this means more cool stuff will come out from them. We'll see. And I have a sort of deal of the week. I call it sort of. This is a little bit different. The South Carolina Waterfowl Association is putting on a massive raffle, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because I think it's cool. There are 61 prizes, with the top one being a 2025 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, and there's a Bentley Fishing Cruise pontoon boat, a Honda side-by-side, and an absolute load of other outdoor-related prizes. I know a lot of you guys are into this stuff. If you use my link, you'll be supporting a fantastic cause. Raising money to help conservation is great, and it helps support this channel as well. I'm actually really excited to get more into conservation efforts, so check it out if you wouldn't mind. Use that link below. Grab some tickets if you want. That'd be great. And two more quick things for you. Real Avid released a little toolkit with an adjustable torque limiter, which is really similar to the Fix-It Sticks set or the Wheeler Fat Sticks. And I do like the handle that comes with that Real Avid. I like that one. That looks really nice. They don't have it on their site yet, so MSRP is unknown, because why release the things at the same time? Oh my God, what a weird thing. The other two are linked in the description, and we opened the show with shotgun, so it's fitting that we close it with shotgun shells. Federal has a new line of shells specifically for high-level sporting clays and FITASC shoots. It's a sanctioning body. They use a wad called the Podium Wad, a smooth hull, and high antimony lead shot that they say resists deformation and maintains energy and pattern consistency downrange. To me, this is a direct shot at the Winchester AA shells that have been sort of a top choice for that crowd for a long time. Speeds range from 1,235 feet per second up to 1,300. And I am definitely going to try to acquire some of the faster ones for myself. I like that style of ammo for that. I don't talk about it a lot, but my favorite thing to do with a gun by a large margin is sporting clays. And I definitely want to try these. MSRP is $16 for a box of 25, and that's not far off of the MSRP for those Winchester shells. And maybe one day, I don't know, I'll put together like a big sporting clays event with you guys. But in the meantime,